Perform24 family, YouTube, what's up? We're here. A little overdue, but this is going to be the full walkthrough of Perform24 2.0. We spent all spring renovating this space and then relocating our business to this space. Long story short, a little bit of a spoiler, we did make it on time. So we did move here full time June 1st. We threw a launch party June 8th. Mayor Jane Castor was here. It was an epic party, and then we've been rocking and rolling ever since. I mean, we're a couple months into this space at this point, and so I'm excited to show you the full gym, how it turned out, and let's get to it. I guess even maybe before we get into the full tour, if you haven't seen any of the renovation videos, check those out afterwards, because we did a ton of work to this space to get it ready for us. And yeah, if you haven't seen those, it's worth probably taking a look at it. I think you'll be pretty surprised with some of the stuff that we did end up doing. But let's do this. All right, we're gonna start down here at our door. The door creation did make a feature during one of the previous videos. And unfortunately, our new door, our front door, is still probably the only project that is not done. So this door, we put this in here. This was a sealed wall, obviously. We put this in here. This was not a door originally, but our main entrance, or the double doors over here, we didn't want people walking in and out of his sled lane, okay? So we moved the front entrance down here. This is a little bit more of a natural entryway into our space, but this door still does not work. This is a long story, definitely not for this video, but there is a major problem with this door and we still cannot use it. And so we're still using our double doors over here. All right, so even though this door doesn't work, here's the whole concept. So you'll enter obviously through the front door, and you're gonna come into our check-in over here at our front desk. When you schedule sessions with us, your name will automatically pop up on the iPad. All you'll do is check in. So click your name, check in, and then you can put your things in the locker. Right around the corner here, we've got our little filing cabinet, handy dandy filing cabinet. And this is where we keep all of our clients' programs. So typically we've already got these pulled out. They're already kind of on the front desk. But when a client arrives, they check in, put their stuff away. If we haven't pulled their sheet already, they can grab their sheet, and then we kind of get to work. So while we're in this space, I guess while we're in the turf space, let me just flip this around and show you the rest of the turf. So we've got 25 yards worth of turf here. Obviously we've got sleds, we've got a yoke. We've been messing around with weighted carries. We've done weighted carries forever. We've made videos on weighted carries and stuff like that, but we've never had a yoke before. So we got the yoke in from Valor Fitness. That's a local company to us. So Valor's yoke. And then we've actually attached our Vertimax unit to the yoke. And so the Vertimax is a really unique piece. It gives horizontal resistance. And so, you know, with the belt or with the ankle straps on the Vertimax, I mean, we can run this thing all the way out, 20 yards away from the yoke. So having the two sleds, having the yoke, having the Vertimax there makes this space really, really efficient. Sandbags are over here, extra plates that we're not really sure what to do with yet are in the corner. And then let me show you this slat wall, because I think this is a really, really creative way to store some stuff. So the slat wall, this actually came out of our renovation process. So this space was originally a retail shop. That's what this whole space was designed for. And so when we were renovating, we actually pulled these slat boards off the wall. They were actually part of our main entry into the weight room area over there. That, yeah, there's probably videos of this, honestly, but these slat walls covered that wall over there, and when we pulled those off, I decided to save them, because as soon as I pulled them off, I was like, oh, I bet we could repurpose these, and repurposing them for things like bands, straps for the sleds, mini hurdles, cones, battle ropes. This is a really, really efficient way to keep our stuff organized and up off the floor. So we've got a couple more slat boards that we could still use if we wanted to, but this was our start, and I'm super, super happy with this. We painted it too, obviously, to match it up with everything, but the slat board, storage unit, money. All right, so now let's kind of get into the main training space. So main training space is designed into two areas. We kind of got our conditioning area here on the concrete floor, and then the main weight room. But we got to talk about the office because there was a ton of work that was done for this office. So this office was not done. We framed this whole thing out. We did all the framing, all the drywall work. We hung our door. Let's go ahead and take a look inside the office. All right, so this is kind of what our office looks like. Obviously, we got a big table here so that all of us can sit and communicate. Jessica, she's kind of mission control, so she's got her own dedicated desk over there. She's the only one that really needs a dedicated space. The rest of us are kind of in and out all the time. This is brand new, but this guy right here is our in-body machine. So this is going to be set up in the next couple days, and we're going to be able to use the in-body for body composition testing. We've got our little whiteboard over here. So I'm a big whiteboard guy. So having a big whiteboard, kind of with these different sections on it is super, super helpful. We're still designing and building out our office. This was a big piece for us. We're going to be doing some other stuff in here. We also might, I don't know, we got jerseys to hang for our athletes. And so I'm not really sure where those are going to go. Originally, I was thinking about doing them in the office, but maybe we should be displaying those out in the training room or training space somewhere. But going on the back wall of our office would be pretty sick too. So I don't know. We got some design decisions still to make. All right, so coming out of the office, we're going to start over here. So this floor, so we did this concrete sealed floor. We ran this floor. So again, if you watch some of the older videos, we ran this floor as a continuous floor from the turf area through here and then into these three rooms. So these three rooms are now officially showers. This was something that we did. This was the biggest probably renovation project that we did. I made an entire video dedicated to just like how insane this room was. And so we did end up getting that done. And then we created like a little bit of a lounge area over here just for parents, or if people finish their sessions and they want to hang out, either get some work done, make some phone calls, it's kind of out of the way. So they can hang out there. So some of our parents are hanging out here while their kids are training, and then other people are just spending some time back here. So the showers turned out really well. So we've got 3 identical showers here. So a shower is a shower, but these came out really, really well. Also, we do work with like a lot of athletes and a lot of big individuals, and we intentionally put these shower heads extra high. That's kind of a theme that we used throughout the whole gym design, but some of this equipment and some of this layout and some of the custom stuff that we did was specifically for big dudes. So I'm 6'2". We work with dudes that are much, much bigger than I am. And so, where we could accommodate them, we definitely did. So we got 3 of them. They're all 3 identical, but 3 identical showers. So these are super, super clutch to have. Okay, so here's a pretty good shot of the whole space. So this is a 98-year-old warehouse, okay? 98-year-old warehouse. It was formerly a legendary bait and tackle shop here in Tampa. It was available. We decided to jump on it, and then we built it out into the gym. But this kind of gives you a good idea of like, just scale, walking in, checking in, dropping your stuff, and then jumping over here into the training room. So let's move into the training room. All right, so we're going to talk about this dedicated deadlift platform first. The deadlift platform is something that we didn't have at our old place. I definitely wanted to have a dedicated deadlift space, and this has been working out really, really well. Again, this is something that we did. This was like a giant hole, and so what we did is we kind of built that wall out. We put the fake brick on here. We were planning, and we still are planning to kind of make this a PR wall. So if you hit a PR, like a lifetime PR in this space, you're going to get a brick. Okay. So one thing that I love about the dedicated deadlift platform is that this is like the perfect place, just this corner of the space. This is the perfect place to use some of our old school iron plates. I'm actually going to get I'm going to get our change plates matching for over here. So, when we deadlift, I actually love the old irons. We got plenty of padding here to protect the floor and everything. I'm not worried about the floor at all. Again, there's a 98-year-old warehouse. The concrete slab is like literally indestructible, and so I'm not worried about damaging our floor at all. Threw some extra pads in here, but having the deadlift platform just kind of in its own little area, I love it. Super functional, and yeah, it's just fun. When you go into that corner, it's game time. All right, so now let's kind of talk about the main weight room design. So these half racks came with us, okay? So we disassembled them from our old place, moved them here, rebuilt them. We did kind of redesign them a tad, but the whole concept here is that we wanted empty space. So the biggest, most effective piece of equipment in a weight room, as far as I'm concerned, is just empty space, okay? So we wanted to make this as open and as efficient and as versatile as possible. If you've got a bunch of equipment jammed in, you lose your versatility and you kind of like lose your modular ability to work the room. And so these are half racks. I do like half racks. There's obviously a time and a place for full racks. I personally love half racks. We're running the landmines off the back of them, okay? So we can run landmines off the back of all 4 of these. We've got our specialty bars kind of positioned in a way that they blend right in with the support pole. So this is kind of dead space that we can't use regardless, and so hiding some barbell storage and some landmine attachments there is really efficient. Our extra bars are actually hanging on this back wall. So our landmine bars are typically on the back wall. We can just grab them, slide them in, use them. But having open space that is either used for landmines or a lot of open space for the back wall for our med ball wall. So this this back dark wall is our med ball wall. All right, so kind of coming into the front side of the weight room here. So here's kind of the front view of the racks. One of the things that I like that we're doing right now is that we've got 2 dedicated squat racks, okay? So if you need a squat or reverse lunges with the barbell, these 2 racks are kind of already set for that. There's no bench in there, and they're already set kind of in a higher position. And then these 2 benches are set for bench press. So benches are slid into the racks, and the barbells are set up in a lower position. This has been making the flow really seamless. So instead of adjusting each rack specifically for the individual exercise, we've already kind of got dedicated racks for dedicated movements. Okay, so jumping over here, this is obviously kind of like TRX dumbbell area. Our kettlebells are over here. We kind of have open space that people can swing kettlebells and maces over here. But again, just like I was saying, like this is one of the best things I think that we've done. So we made this pull-up rack extra tall. Again, I'm 6'2". I've got pretty long arms, but we work with guys that are a lot taller than I am. And so far we've had a 6'5". I think the tallest that we've had is 6'5" in here so far, doing full range pull-ups for the first time in his life. So being able to dead hang from a pull-up bar, if you're 6'5", is a big deal. He's never been able to do that in his entire life, but making giving the extra height to the pull-up rack, I think, is super clutch. We've got the rings, got the TRXs. We use them all the time for all kinds of different movements. We've got a foam box over here. Again, like sometimes we need step-ups for the dumbbells. Sometimes we need feet elevated inverted rows. That box is just kind of dedicated for whatever exercise selection or exercise variation we need to do kind of in this area. So that box is over there. The split squat stand is over there. Dumbbells, obviously, our dumbbell setup is a little awkward, but it works. So this is 5 through 100 on this rack, and then the second set is 5 through 50. So again, you know, if you're working heavy dumbbells, you'll probably be at this bench. Otherwise, like these other two benches have a lot of lighter weight accessible to them. Like I said, kettlebells and maces. We've got all this area over here that we can swing and do all kinds of different movements. So empty space, that was the whole idea. We did have this water fountain installed. This water fountain, yeah, we had to install this. We had to run a water line to it. The drain was already underneath our sign over there. So the drain was already there, which is why we decided to put the water fountain there. But we had to run a supply line and install that water fountain. So that was a little tricky. Also, we installed a spigot down there. So that's just a general hose spigot. And we need a spigot for the restore room. Okay, so this room is brand new to us. We did not have a recovery room at our old location at all. And so building this space out was a big undertaking to the new location. So P24 2.0 also has recovery. We've been using this stuff like crazy. So we had to guess that this was going to be a popular room, but until you actually build it out and bring it into real life, you know, you don't really know for sure. But this has been awesome. I think that this was a great decision. And despite kind of the undertaking that it did take to bring this into reality, it has been awesome. So we have a dry sauna. The sauna company here is Almost Heaven. Really happy with this unit. We did make a couple changes as we were assembling it just to kind of fit our requirements in this room. So we did kind of bend their rules just a touch. But that's been an awesome unit. We've gotten that sauna up to like 205, 206. Which is pretty good. It's a small unit, you know, it's an indoor 4-person unit, but we absolutely love it. And then these are the plunge tubs, okay? So we've got ours set at 52. They can definitely go lower than that, but we've been at 52 degrees. It fluctuates a degree up or down, depending on, you know, how many people have been in and out of it, but they've been awesome. Selfishly, I absolutely love these things. And so having the ability to jump in here is awesome. So selfishly, you know, I love having these things. I'm in here a little bit more than I'm in the sauna, but these are awesome to have. If you haven't hit a cold plunge, like I definitely, you know, there's a bunch of places that offer them now, but I definitely suggest you give it a shot. You know, I would say maybe like 3 or 4 attempts, okay? So your first attempt is just gonna be such a shock to your system that you're not gonna know what weighs up, but give it a couple times, okay? So come back to it a few times before you make your decision on whether or not you like it or whether or not it makes you feel good, because I love them. I think they're awesome, and people here have been getting a lot of use out of them. All right, so let me just kind of like, I shut the door, but this room gets super vibey when you shut the lights off. So between the glow of the sauna, the plunge tubs, the overhead lights, and then it's hard to see on camera, but in real life you can definitely tell. But the reflection of the lights off the floor, when you're in the sauna, it almost legitimately feels like there's no floor. So there's, you know, you got lights ahead that are reflecting off the floor. And it's very cool in here. So this is kind of segmented away from the weight room. So we've got this giant sliding door here to close it off from the weight room. And you can really just kind of shut yourself in to P24 Restore and get after it. So this is a nice contrast, right? The weight room is crazy, high energy, high output. This is the total opposite. Close the door. Get in the heat, get in the cold, and let your mind just go. So the contrast between the two is epic. Okay, I think that's where we're going to wrap it up today. Full walkthrough of P24 2.0. Like I said, it took a massive effort to bring this thing to life. We did a ton of work in a very, very short timeline. Some of the previous content captures that. What we went through, I never want to do that again. It was insane. But I am going to be making some very specific videos on either some of the design choices that we made or some of the products that we have in here. I want to do a dedicated video on the sauna. Because I think that is an excellent in-home unit if you're deciding to get one. But if there's anything specific that you want me to do a dedicated video on, let me know. But today I just wanted to kind of give you a walkthrough of the whole thing and how the whole vision ended up coming to life. But that's going to wrap up today's video. As always, train hard, live full. See you in the next one.